Anyone with their eyes to the sky might have seen the start of a new era today. Quincy Regional Airport sent and received its first flight with Contour Air to Chicago, opening new opportunities for leisure and business travel to and from the Gem City. WGEM's Robbie Tucker was on that flight and has more.
On an average day, Chicago's airports host roughly 285,000 travelers. That number includes air passengers from Quincy, but now the ride north will look a little different. Today marked the first Contour Airlines flight from Quincy Regional Airport to the Windy City. A cast of city officials made the trip, but the star of the show was the plane itself. Contour's jets can get you from here to here, Chicago's O'Hare Airport, in just 38 minutes. Contour will use two different models of regional jets to provide 12 round-trip flights per week. Those jets are retrofitted to hold 30 passengers, down from 50, which means plenty of legroom. Passengers can also utilize onboard lavatories and in-flight steward services, all welcome improvements to Quincy's air commute.
It was just so comfortable. You know, flying should be a good experience every time, and that's not always the case. But I feel with Contour, our passengers are going to have a comfortable, easy flight.
Finalizing the partnership between Contour and the city took time. The process began under the administration of former Quincy Mayor Michael Trope. But now that flights have begun, airport staff are on cloud nine.
I actually got goosebumps up and down my arms. I was so excited about it. I just left the office just kind of overly stoked about the matter. Now that we're actually here, we made our transition. Contour's first flight today. I can't say enough good things about it.
The inaugural flight included a tour of O'Hare International Airport, a complimentary lunch, and a ceremonial gift exchange between Lance, Moore, and Chicago Department of Aviation Commissioner Michael McMurray, a moment signaling the start of a new era in air travel for the tri-states. Reporting in and above Quincy, Robbie Tucker, WGEM News.
And Lance says direct flights and connections to other airports can be booked on Contour's website.